What's that? Sorry, I apologize.
You had it lined up.
A lot of boxing. You had us block it.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm glad we were on the same wavelength last week.
Hey, we all set? Everybody lined up? Everybody all set?
Absolutely. And that whole scene.
Hold on, man. We good? Slide out. Motion out a little bit. David, you right up against me. All right, give him a little space. He likes to. All right. We good? All right. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go. Exciting week. Change of scenery. We got a bunch of plans in place here. 2 good practices today, and then tomorrow before we get on a plane, and then take on the adventure and the challenge of going over to Germany. I'm really excited about it. I love these moments. It's just good team building stuff to get somewhere. Be together in the hotel, see something new. And be able to again. The field's going to be the same size as it is anywhere else. So, I'll ensure the guys of that. We'll check out the stadium, kind of see it. It'll be a little bit of a different flavor, but really excited about this week.
You know what we want to know.
Yeah. Bryce will be starting this week. This is about the progress from one week to the next, and then I preach finish. I talk about finish all the time. That's finish everything. Finish plays, drives, quarters, halves, finish games. He did a fantastic job of finishing that game the right way, finding a way to win, and really battling that way. So I was really proud of Bryce for that, and just took all the information in and wanted to give him another opportunity to get out there and face the Giants this week in Germany.
Will he be the starting quarterback going forward?
We have an opportunity here to play this game, and we're going to take all the information in, and then we'll make a decision after that.
You have said pretty consistently when Andy was starting that he gave you the best chance to win.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way with Bryce?
Again, right now, because of the progress he showed, I want to just focus on this week. I want him to play again. This gives us an opportunity with the bye week to take all the information and then make another decision after that.
Why are you non-committal to name him the starter for?
I thought Andy did a good job when he was in there as well. And then of course, a car accident and a sprained thumb, put us in this situation. But, as Bryce gets back in there to see the progress and to see those things, gives me, confidence to give him another chance. But at the same time, I want to do what's best for the team. And that requires us taking all the information in and seeing how we operate. So
What are the steps that Bryce has made from his time watching to start, his first start, and then last week? He wouldn't be getting a start this week if he wasn't progressing. What are you seeing in the progress?
Yeah, finding throws down the field. A lot of it's chemistry with the guys he's been working with. And finding completions. Some really cool explosive plays that showed up in the game. Just our third down operation. I know we didn't have the best third down day that we wanted to, but I saw progress there just with the whole group, getting up and operating that way, and a lot of the other specific things, again, I won't go into those details. Those are private conversations in the QB room. So I'll keep it at that. But, just the steps forward, the progress, and then the finish, and that's what we look for. We're looking for that finish. So
Do you believe he gives you the best chance to win this week, or is that?
Again, we're going to just focus on the Giants this week, taking all the information, and then we have, the bye week to make a decision after that.
Do you think the uncertainty of knowing week to week who's going to start has any effect on Andy or Bryce?
It has effect on the whole team for sure. You'd like to have that consistency and all that. But we're in a situation where, I made a move early in the year, to put Andy in, and then we had 5 games to collect some information, and then this situation put us to where we have a chance to evaluate, Bryce and where he's at. So, I know the challenges that it does face. So to be fair to your question, yes, it does present some challenges. But again, like a bunch of our positions on our team this year, I look at the opportunities and I look at the experience and all those things that we talk about. So these are valuable games for us.
Dave, you're at a deadline with Jonathan Brooks and Crumity. Are
Yeah.
you going to activate them?
Yeah, we'll bring Crum and Brooks up onto the team. We still got to evaluate today, tomorrow, as far as if they're up or not for the game. We'll make that decision later on in the week, but we will expect those guys to be on the team. Wanham is really close. I feel pretty good about him. Again, I think he's in a position where tomorrow will be, a full speed practice all the way throughout. So that'll give him a real good sense of if he's ready to handle the challenge of a full game. So, but I'm encouraged by what he's done in the last 2 weeks. So I think with a solid day tomorrow, that could be another guy that could show up for us.
Dave, what would be the advantage of keeping Brooks out, activating him but not having him play? with the bye week coming up, does that factor into your decision making?
Those are all good factors. Those are all great questions to consider, and I think, number one for Brooks, and then number two for the team, making that decision on whether he comes and help us currently, so we have to really make that decision after, looking at him for these next 2 days.
Dave, obviously the car wreck kind of accelerated some things, but the things that you wanted Bryce to focus on while Andy was starting, do you
Yeah.
think he's grown in those areas?
Just in general, being out there playing with his guys, taking the steps. You can imagine the challenge of just hopping right back in, and all that. And but I love the progress from 1 week to the next, and just looking for him to do it again this week.
Dave, how would you kind of describe how your relationship with Bryce has been through, when you got here and then making the decision to sit him down and then bring it back?
Those are all kind of private. That's a pretty private question. We've been in constant communication, just trying to build the thing. But I'll probably keep those conversations between us.
Dave, I imagine you'll be facing a fairly motivated pass rusher in Brian Burns this week. Challenges are going up against him.
Yeah, he looks great. He's playing hard, and he presents problems. And he's got length and speed, and he's really slippery at the point of attack. In the run game and the pass game. So somebody we got to be aware of. At all times.
How close is Farley to be able to help as a every down player?
He's showing really good things on tape right now, and he's probably been in like the 6 to 8 play range right now in some different packages. But, I think it's really cool, the story, just to see the adversity he's had to overcome, to continue to fight for his dream to be on an NFL field. And he's certainly, representing himself and taking advantage of the opportunities right now.
Do you have to make decisions on injuries a little more quickly this week? Like I'm thinking of Icky, and I know he didn't practice today.
It does, put a little bit of urgency just because we have, the 2 practices here. And once we get there, it'll be a modified Friday, a normal practice, but you won't get the full speed that you're looking for to really evaluate guys where they're at. So that would have to be like a, on the side running type of thing, like something like you would do on like a game day recheck type of thing. So we'll still have those opportunities to do it. But yeah, it does put a little bit of a time crunch on making those decisions.
What kind of confidence level do you have in Brady if he ends up playing left tackle again?
A lot of confidence, just based on last week. Was he perfect? No, but the ability to hop back out there and allow us to play our kind of football was great. So got a lot of confidence in Brady this week.
With Mingo gone
Yeah.
and Thielen not practicing, how do you plan on managing that wide receiver?
Yeah, we're counting on Devin Tompkins helping us at wide receiver. And then Jordan Matthews, who played receiver in his background. He's a tight end now by training, but I think he's the second leading, catch and touchdown maker on our team, after Adam Thielen. So I got a lot of confidence in Jordan, and we're going to, count on him to help us out too in that way.
So he'll line up in wide receiver sets?
Yeah, that's the hope. He'll be able to, do a little bit of both. So really cool to just kind of have some of those versatile players like Brady, like Jordan, who can give us some flexibility and get it done.
All the shifting and shuffling that you've done on the offensive line,
Yeah.
it seems to maintain the plate. What do you attribute that to?
We just have to be realistic about the scope and the volume of what our guys can handle, and sticking to the principles and the core of our run game, the core of our protection schemes. Whether it's in the play action game or the drop back. If we can keep it in house, if we can keep those things pretty uniform for the guys, and outside of a couple of little wrinkles that we'll try to do, we got to play clean football first and foremost. So I think that's always the thought process when you're having guys kind of move around and try to do that. You just have to make sure you're doing enough and maybe just a little bit more, just so you can have enough of an edge, but keep it pretty clean so the guys can execute.
And then this trip, you mentioned the team building aspect of it,
Yeah.
especially with the number of young players on the team. What kind of an opportunity is that, understanding that there's also sort of business to take care of there as well?
Yeah, it's great exposure, being on the road, being together, but also just kind of seeing like outside of the United States, there's a fan base for football. So I think that part's pretty exciting too. I've been fortunate to go to London and also go to Germany 2 years ago. And, it's kind of different because, there's really no dominant jersey that shows up on game day. It'll be everything from, you'll see a Cam Newton jersey, you'll see a Baker Mayfield, a Tom Brady, you'll see Peyton Manning, you'll see all these just kind of the global fan favorites, Kelsey, Mahomes. It's such an eclectic group. It's a pretty cool experience. So just for the guys to see that, I think sometimes it gets lost, just the gratitude and how fortunate we are to be playing in the best of the league, in the NFL, and to see that it does have an impact other places, and it gives an appreciation for whether you're on the active roster or practice squad, just what we get to do. So it's pretty cool.
I know we talk a lot about the offense, but can you talk
Yeah.
about what you saw in the defense and being able to finish that game out and the win, especially with all
Yeah.
the trials and tribulations they've had on that side of the ball?
Yeah, it was a better day on third down and a better day in the red zone. We forced them to kick field goals. We scored touchdowns when we went down there, and that was kind of the change in the game. We gave up more rush yards than we wanted to. After having a solid week, 2 weeks ago playing against the run, the Saints found good yards. Kamara's a special player. He made some extra yards beyond, what was blocked there in certain situations. But I was really proud of the progress and the steps we took in the communication on the back half, as far as just matching concepts, making play on the ball in different situations. So that was great progress there.
Dave, with the bye week coming up,
Yeah.
it's time to take stock of season. Just generally speaking, how has your first year as a head coach gone when it comes to working with other coaches, when it comes to seeing the team come together in your image? Just generally speaking, how has that gone so far?
It's been really challenging, and it's been. I think I told Lizzie, I said, I'm so full and I am so empty. I'm just gassed, completely gassed with all the different things that come across my desk, on a daily basis. But then also so full at the challenge of what it is and the personnel decisions, and just the game planning, and this different role of being pulled out of meetings, coming back in. Okay, Brad, where are we again? And just re-engaging that way, finding a flow for calling plays on game day with a new group and then a new group and then a new group, the changes that have happened. So I just feel really fortunate, really blessed to go through the challenges of this year. It's okay, well, let's find solutions. It's part of our philosophy of who we are is let's develop and let's find solutions. And we've had to, as a staff, really, put our heads together and fight and scratch to just try to find an edge some way, somehow, and so it's been a great challenge, and I think it's going to, only benefit us long term, just going through these things and having to really stay together and work together in these times.
To take it back to Sunday, this is probably a little late, but
Yeah.
were game balls distributed Sunday? Is that something that you did? And if not, what went into not doing it this
I haven't really gone down that road with game balls. I think for me, it's about trying to capture a style of football as a group, and really trying to play a version of football that we could be proud of. And that's the goal, is we return back to work every Wednesday, and really just look at what are the areas that we can improve and how can we do this together. And it's about accountability, the coaching staff, the players as well. We're all in there just kind of telling the truth after games and here's plays I could have done better. I could have gotten you guys to a better thing in this situation. Defensively, the same thing from a special team standpoint, just accountability from the whole group. So that's kind of been, the focus and the mantra of our group.
Is that your approach just throughout the season after the win? Or?
Yeah, that just, because I really truly believe in the team win. I believe in everybody contributing, and we win and we lose together, and so that's kind of been my approach right now. But I think you're making me think a little bit about this, so I'll have to give it some thought.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Locker room is open again.